Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Muhi Khwaja with American Muslim Community Foundation. And today on the Muslim Philanthropy Podcast, I'm really excited to have on Rasool Habibi and Fatana Gailani, who are the Senior Program Manager and President of Afghanistan Women Council. Welcome to the show, and thank you so much for joining.
Assalamu alaikum, Mr. Muhi Khwaja. Thank you so much for taking time to having talking with me, Rasool Habibi, in Miss Fatana Gailani, the AWC president. It's our pleasure. You may start, and we will be trying to answer your questions. Yes, please.
Wonderful. So, the first thing I always like to ask our guests is just to share a little bit more about their family, their background, and kind of their journey to starting the organizations that they represent. So, Sister Fathana or Brother Rasool, please share a little bit more about your background so the listeners can learn more about you and where you grew up or went to school and worked before starting Afghanistan Women Council.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Again, Salam alaikum, my brother. It is very lovely time for me and for my colleagues. We are with you. I start my work from 1986 when I became a refugee in Pakistan. And from that time till now, Alhamdulillah, I'm fighting. I never become stop my work. I met a lot of problems in this more than 4 decades in my life, but I not broke my promise with Afghanistan, with Afghan women, and I all the time I try my best to be stay with them and to behind of the women they are suffering from the war, from very hard life. I stay with them. I push them to learn something, to work, and to teach our children to go to school. And I am now. My age is 59 years. My age. I'm old. I have two daughters. One, my daughter is staying in the United States in California. She has two daughters. She take two master's degree, and she's now working in United States. My husband, he was a member of the parliament in two times. Now he is working for peace. And my second daughter, she is finished our university in Kabul from American University, and now she is working by online to try to start her master degree. But in myself, every day I am stay here in my office from 9 o'clock, from 8 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I am working with my colleagues. I give morale to my colleagues to, because in the situation in Afghanistan is not good. Especially security is become day by day very dangerous, and nobody is take the responsibility who is killing this so many women in Afghanistan, so many journalists, so many people every day. This is by this kind of situations also we are working. We are working. We are coming in the office. We take this dangerous risk in our life. But then I hope you're my brothers. You're working in a Muslim foundation. You are understanding me to how much I have problems, and I working so much hard in this kind of situation. And also many countries here in Afghanistan, the international community, the NATO, the United States, here in Afghanistan. We are think they are here in Afghanistan with us, and I think very good change coming in woman's life. Some changes come now is girls go to school and the girls go to university, the doctor is working, but this is not too much work. But if you go from Kabul to another inside the country, in another part of Afghanistan, there is no security, not any hospital, no any activity for women, especially for women right, to women understand about right, especially about Islamic right. Yeah, Allah has give her so many right in to study, to work, to make business. But many women in Afghanistan do not understand about our right. We are trying our best by our Facebook, by television, we give interview, we explain for the women, we put our voice for Afghan people, for the international community to please give interesting, to not leave Afghan women alone. And just you're talking about women's right, but you're not supporting, they need economy support, they need politically support. You should to stay honestly, kindly behind us. If you give to conference and give to press conference and something talking about Taliban, about women's right, this is not enough because women need support to be work, to learn something. But anyway, with this kind of situation, we have become very, very tired. Our government just want to be keep our power, to stay in the power. For them, it doesn't matter how many women every day become widow. We have more than 2 million widows in Afghanistan. Every day, women they lost our husband, our son, our brothers. Is We are not understand when this war stop. We are want to be stop this war and to go to the right of peace, and to work for with the Taliban for peace. To women should to stay in secret life. But we are not, it is very confusing situation for us. We are not understand what the United States want for Afghanistan. Every day they are talking, and many years, 10 years, I don't know, 9 years, 10 years, they are talking the same story. We are leaving Afghanistan, we are not leaving, we are still behind of Afghan people. But Afghan people, every day 100, more than 100 people become shaheed and died by the war. We are not understand about the policy of United States. It is very confusing situation, and also from the NATO in Europe countries, also the same policy. This kind of policy, this kind of political confused. We are not understand what side we Afghanistan is going. But anyway, with this kind of situation, my brothers, you understand, it is so difficult for me, for my colleagues to working in this situation. We need some money. How we should to buy, how should to bring change, a good change to in this women this suffering from the war, especially for widow women, especially for this women they losing every day our husband, our brothers. And but anyway, I hope you understand me. But one thing I want to say you, my English is not very well. I'm sorry about this, but if you want to ask some question about our work, my colleagues, Mr. Rasool Khan, will be explain for you. But it is very kind. My friends, my old friend, my sister Susan, is fine in this kind of video conference for us. I'm very happy to talk with you, sir, and I hope you try. I request you to try to stay behind of Afghanistan Women Council, and to please to do something for us, and not to leave our organization alone. We really need this assistance. Thank you
Definitely.
so much.
I understand everything that you're saying, and I want to express my sadness and appreciation as well, for the situation that you're in, for the what the United States has done to the country, in addition to just your own story of living and going to Pakistan for so many years and then being able to come back to Afghanistan as well. So thank you for your dedication and the risk that you and your colleagues are in every single day, hoping to make the lives of women and children and refugees and everyone in Afghanistan better. So thank you for all of the work that you do in the community. Um, Brother Rasool,
We hope so. And if we have the time, I will add a few
yes,
things
please,
if we have the time.
definitely.
And we'll go a bit specifically about the programs, what AWC has been doing since, especially after 9/11 that we moved to Afghanistan. I myself have completed my education in business administration, specialization in livelihood, and I, as a strong woman empowerment committed employee working in the civil society sector with AWC since 2006, and I found at first when I met Mrs. Gailani and read about her programs, which really interested me in working with her as a woman empowerment activist, going through the study of AWC, what they have done for the women and children in Pakistan during the refugee time. So it really interested me to work with them in AWC, and now I'm the permanent member of AWC, whether there is a project or no. AWC, they have been supporting Afghan women and children uh, during the refugee times in Peshawar, in the refugee camps, in terms of health, education. They had a high school and institute with various departments. They have educated too many boys and girls that most of them have their jobs in Afghanistan in very high positions, in mid-level positions. After 9/11, that WC moved to Afghanistan, we have been focusing on the education and economical empowerment. We have been implementing Afghan women community support projects, uh, including literacy trainings. Uh, the first thing is, or the very important thing is that when we design a project, we consider all the angles of the project. And the second important point is that we consider the sustainability in the economical empowerment of the women from all angles. So we consider this seriously while designing the project. And the other important thing is that uh, the short-term projects will not have good impact on women and children's life. For example, a 6 months course of literacy in life scale or vocational training, this will not help the women to be sustainable in the future, even their children and their communities. So what we do is we design the long-term projects to work with women and support them from all angles. For example, we provide literacy trainings to the women in Dari or Pashto and mathematics.
Hmm.
Beside that, we have developed curriculums on life skill trainings, which are peace building, conflict resolution, environment protection, health and hygiene, Islamiyat, parenting, women rights, children rights, and human rights. So beside the literacy trainings, we provide trainings on life skill to every woman. Meanwhile, we provide the psychosocial support to the woman in group and individual. Because with the women that we have been working, and there has been more than 3 decades of war, most of them are like psychosocially damaged. And if you go to the reason behind that, that's poverty, fight, losing their good ones and these things. So we provide group and individual counseling, and even if the case is severe, we refer them to the medication. We have MOUs with some clinics for medication. Beside these trainings, we provide these women to do market assessment. And while we did the market assessment, we select the market driven skills. And based on those market driven skills, in coordination with National Skills Development Program, we develop curriculums for those vocational skills. For example, it's beautician, tailoring, knitting, food processing items. And nowadays we have been trying to get a little bit away from traditional vocational skills, which are tailoring, handicraft, hand embroidery, and these things. For example, we have selected a beautician, which is not a traditional thing, but people are interested, especially the women, to be
Hmm.
trained and provide services to the community and to the other women. And this will be a means of income for them. So we develop curriculums for these vocational skills, and then we hire professional trainers. And considering this curriculum and the equipment and material, we provide training to these women. Beside these vocational trainings, we support these women. We conduct business development service training for these women. The business development service training includes the production, packing, labeling, costing, loss and benefit analysis, transaction records, marketing, how to do selling, and these things. So while learning the vocational training skills plus the business development services, meanwhile, we are organizing local trade fairs for these women to apply all the learnings of the business development service practically. For example, they are producing products, then we provide them practically. For example, bargaining with the customers, explanation of the products to the customer, attracting the customers, the vendors. And these trade fairs are facilitating
Yeah.
these women to link with the vendors, with the contractors, with the production factories, and then produce regularly these products and taking to the vendor. It's actually the means of income for the woman. Beside this, not we are supporting only these women. We have early childhood development program for their children, so that they are mindly relaxed in participating in all these trainings. Their children are being provided with educational and nutritional support, and then we refer them to the school, which Mrs. Gailani already mentioned, that they must send their children to the school. So this is a very important condition of AWC. And then we have a follow-up with the teacher and principal of the school that these children must go to the school. Beside this, while we provide these all support to the women, these things are sensitized to the community, to their husbands, fathers, leader, elder, and scholars of the community, so that there is a good coordination between the community and the families to avoid violence. So we provide these trainings to the male in the community. We sensitize them. We have youth-led projects and youth-led programs. We are providing trainings to the youth in order to avoid barriers against women empowerment projects in the community. And it has really helped well. So these are all what we have been doing with the women. And since 2002, we have supported more than like 20,000 women with providing such trainings. And then after completion of the training period, we provide them with loan under microfinance program. And then they start a business. We have microfinance committee meetings. They come and participate in the committee meetings. We actually facilitate these women to be independent, start a business, and have income, and contribute with her husband or brother or father in the household expenses, and it has really well helped well, because we have thousands of women in Kabul, Kandahar, Parwan, and Nangarhar that we have worked with. They are acting like heroes. They have businesses. They are supporting their family, their children financially. So this is really energetic that we see the result, and it gives us more energy to work for women and for economical empowerment. And the donors that we have worked with is Canadian International Development Agency. Now it has converted to Global these have been the donors that we have worked with in the last 15 years. DFID was one of the important donor. They have supported as a 3 years project for Kandahar and Nangarhar. So they have been the donors, and we have been struggling with very less chances and opportunities. We have been trying to support more women. And one very important point I just want to add, I think I'm not taking too much time. We have always supported on AWC institutional capacity building, because
Hmm.
right now we have some permanent employees that if there is a project available or no, they're permanent member of AWC, and with very less opportunities we have been trying to work for the women. And the most important point is that after completion of project period, we have been facilitating the women to do their businesses independently, and they should not need our support after 3 or 4 years of the project. And we see the result that most of them are running their businesses and support their families financially. Thank you.
Thank you for the very thorough explanation of all the different programs. I can see that, beyond the education, beyond the business skills and life skills, that you're really developing change in these families that are participating in your programs. Um, in terms
Yes.
of the uh, Sister Fatana, you mentioned that you made a promise to the women of Afghanistan. So, what is it that inspires you to keep providing these programs and services each and every day?
When I was very, very young, and I leave my home when the Soviet Union attacked in Afghanistan, I became a refugee. Most people like me, they are leave Pakistan, they go to Europe, they become a refugee in Europe and the United States. But me and my husband, especially my husband, he was told me I want to stay with Afghanistan, with Afghan people, and they are very the hot situation in our life. I don't like to leave them alone. And when my husband started in the jihad time, he go to inside Afghanistan with many thousand mujahideen. I think with me myself what I should to do. First, I start to learn some English, and then Pashto, and then I go to one center was there in Peshawar in Pakistan for women, and for 2 years I stay study in there, and then I start by I say I want to work for women's. Uh, they are send our husband inside the country for the jihad for freedom fighter, and they are fighting with the Russian Russian to leave Afghanistan to go back. And I stay work for with the women of that man and with the children. And day by day, I give more interesting when I saw by my eyes, and they have so many problems. They are staying in so hard life in the refugee camps, and then I start to make for the children small school, and then I make some small clinic for mother and child health center, and then I start by one newspaper for women's right, and then I make education center for children. They finish our high school. Day by day, my interesting and my responsibility become very hard, and I want to fight for Afghanistan, for Afghan people a lot. And I'm very thankful from my God. When you are very honest, when you love people, you love your people in the very hard time, and instead of very bad situation, Allah will be help you. And I received 5 international awards. And it is for Afghan women from Afghan. That woman, they are pray for me and they love me. They are trust me. I always try to be very honest with them, but I not work for a business to find money to build a house and this kind of things. No, I think it's my duty. It is my responsibility. I am should to be work with this people, and I'm very happy. I find very good colleagues with me. They are like my ideas. They like my work, and they are stay with me. They are some 3, 4, 5 women till now stay with me more than 35 years. They are stay with me.
Wow.
But I think when you love something, I love my God and I love my country. I love freedom. I love to do something for Allah and for Afghan people. These things is give me a lot of energy, give me a lot of power. When you have love with the God, and you just to not politics, any ideology, just to be very honest with your Allah, and Allah has give you a lot of power. And my iman, alhamdulillah, now is too strong, and I stay more than 4 decades. It is, you think it is not easy for me, but anyway, I'm very grateful. I have stay with them. I not broke my promise. I till now I stay honest behind of Afghan women. My voice is not too bad. Is a little bit strong voice for men. They are not understand about women's right, and for international community also. I'm working for peace too. But anyway, I'm going like this. Love is only love. Love between me and my Allah, my
Thank you.
God.
And the fact that Afghanistan Women Council has been able to help more than 20,000 women, it is a testament to your dedication. And now there are 20,000 more Fatana Gilanis that are doing great work in Afghanistan because of you. So I think that your story is very inspiring for me, and I'm sure for all of our listeners. Um, so, Brother Rasool, you mentioned that there's a few international donors to support Afghanistan Women Council. Um,
I
what
do.
beyond the support that you receive from these corporations, um, what does it take to run the organization, and what can people who are in the United States do to help AWC?
Uh,
I think first, thank you again, my brother, from you, from your foundation. I hope your foundation to not leave me alone. You should become our voice in your foundation, and you give our message to the American people. American people is very nice, and they are always help Afghanistan in the jihad time. They help Afghan people a lot in the now in with the terrorism and Al Qaeda and Daesh. American is help now. I hope they should to be very fast to work for peace for my country. But just we want to for the build of Afghanistan, United States people stay with us because my country is destroyed by a 4 decade war in Afghanistan. We need a strong help from our American friends, sisters, brothers, a Muslim or not Muslim. But our message is love, love God, love our work, love human right, human being, and I hope you are to be put our voice for the people of United States and to $1 they give us help. It is if 200 300 400 people is give us like $1 or $5 $20. I think we are working very hard and now in this moment my foundation is very the bad economy situation. But anyway, we are try, just try fighting, working. But we're not to sleeping, to we're not to sitting at home. Just we try our best again and again, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Uh, can I add something?
Yes, please.
Uh, we deeply thank all the international donors working with Afghanistan, and especially the donors. They have supported AWC during the last 15 or 16 years after 9/11. And we have the membership of some coordination bodies here in Afghanistan, where all the NGOs and international society and donors are participating in regular coordination meets. So we have the membership of these coordination bodies, for example, Afghanistan Microfinance Association, Afghan Women's Network, and many other coordination bodies. So we are their member. And nowadays, you might have been reading about Afghanistan's. Somehow we can say that the funding from the international donors are somehow suspended, and the cause for this is some political crisis here in Afghanistan. So this can be the main reason, but we hope this will not be forever and this will be ending soon, inshallah. And we will again have the attraction of the international donors in community to support Afghanistan. We hope that they will not leave Afghanistan, and the activists who are working for humanitarian and for women and for children, they will not leave them alone. As we have commitments as local NGOs with a very bad conditions from security point of views, poverty and operation wise. So I hope that they also have commitment as a humanitarian donors to support Afghanistan. And we expect our international donors to consider the work of the NGOs who have been working for the last 15 to 16 years honestly, and they have brought changes to the people's life. We expect them to do a survey or to do a close and deep monitoring and find the organizations, especially the local NGOs, who have been putting their efforts and work honestly, and now there is a positive impact in the woman's life and the people's life to support those type of NGOs. And as I stated before, that we have worked very hard on our institutional capacity building. It means we have strong and proper system of administration, finance, procurement, program, and livelihood. We, alhamdulillah, are the expert organization across Afghanistan in the sector of livelihood. For example, most of our team, they have been in the trainings in theory, into too many trainings, and also in the exposure visits to neighborhood countries, and bring new models of livelihood and implement it in Afghanistan, which has really worked well. Especially I myself have represented AWC in all national and international events, training, seminars, and workshops. So this itself is an asset which will help us to be the means of service for the people of Afghanistan in the future, inshallah.
Inshallah. And more people can find out about Afghanistan Women Council at afghanistanwomencouncil.org. For those
Yes.
who are in the United States, you can actually donate to AWC through American Muslim Community Foundation. If you look at our website, amuslimcf.org, you can go to the nonprofit tab. Under there, there's fiscal sponsorship, and then you will see Afghanistan Women Council listed, and you can click on the donate to a fiscally sponsored project button and make a donation to Afghanistan Women Council. I pray for your safety, your success, and
Thank you.
all of the great work that you are doing. Thank you so much, Sister Fatana and Brother Rasool.
Thank you so much for your precious time and the precious work. And we hope that our listeners will feel this, and they will support the people of Afghanistan who have faced the war and thousands of problems during the last 3 decades or more than that. So we expect their support to the poor people of Afghanistan. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohi Khwaja.
Thank you so much, my dear brothers, from your time. You give us, it is so nice. We talk with you. Inshallah, we are in touch. Please give my salam to your all colleagues and your family. I request you not to leave us alone. We need your support, your foundation, your people. Inshallah, we will see in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate your time, and special thanks to Susan Aragaki for connecting us
Yes,
with the Afghanistan Women Council. She's been a great advocate for AWC in the United States.
very
Yes,
much. Yes.
yes,
So, yes, we will definitely keep in touch and looking forward to providing more support to AWC.
perfect. Thank you so much
Inshallah.
for your time. Thank you. Thank
Allah
you.
Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum. Allah Hafiz.
Salam alaikum. Salam.